Okay, I'm good.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and jump in for tonight. So, quick recap from anyone if they want to. For those who were here last time.
Jess, you got it? You want me to get it?
I'd prefer if you got it, because it's been a while. And I honestly haven't really thought much about this game lately.
Okay. If I remember correctly where I left off, we were exploring the inside of a giant crack that appeared in Greyview. We were at a fair/circus kind of deal, and sometime after the intermission, a crack appeared in the middle of the ground. We were semi-successful in saving people, and by we, I mean the druids of the party. And Seely, I believe, was assisting.
Yes.
We were semi-successful in saving a good majority of those that didn't die from the crack itself. Once we got that figured out, we went down exploring into the caves. Party split momentarily for Seely and Lashima to go back to the surface and warn the Night Captain that something was weird up down in the crack, and we're looking into it. And the druids, Erlor, Gaia, and Baylor went down to further inspect before we can make our way back. We had a door puzzle, a maze puzzle, and got wrecked by some spiders. Kinda. Not really. My character took off her shirt, prayed to a god, and opened the door. When we opened the door, we had some inter-party angst, I guess is the best way to put it, if y'all want to say something else with it. Lashima eventually just was like, whatever, I'm going in this way. And she entered the darkness. And we found a table with scrolls and stuff on it. Inspected that a little bit, and then we heard a voice in the distance. We have no idea who it could be. Not yet.
Well, I think most of the party doesn't know who it could be. I think one of us does.
Possibly. We haven't asked him yet.
Yes.
Alright, so yeah. So this brings you into this who I believe Erlor still had light? Question mark? No.
No.
Lashima still had light, right?
I have dark vision. I know that.
Right, but the two
Seely
light
has light.
sources.
Oh, I put my dagger in its sheath, I think, and then I pulled it back out once I got through the darkness.
Yeah, I believe the two people. Oh yeah, Seely just casted light again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, I think that the Erlor had the torch. The torch is totally gone out.
Yeah. The ever-burning torch from Artie.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, so we return to the five of you sitting in this hallway, a desk with papers and wood kind of wooden pieces kind of strewn about the floor. Yeah, your ever burning torch was left out as it went through a darkness spell, and so it went out. So we will go ahead and return with Baylor. You were hearing some sort of voice off in the distance, down this long, as far as you can see, anyways, through the torchlight that is currently out thanks to the light spell.
Yeah, we were in this like in this sort of passageway that was somehow disconnected from the previous room.
Yeah. And as far as you can see right now, all you see is continuing hallway until it gets dark again. Once again, hearing something. Sounds like a voice off in the distance. Everyone, go ahead and give me a perception to start the night. So, Erlor, Lashima, Sealy, and Baylor.
Yeah. Oh wait, I think I remember a little bit about last.
Not bad, not bad. It's pretty solid.
Hey.
Okay, wow, that's...
Very
Wow.
solid. Jesus Christ.
I always forget that Erlor has the ridiculous perception. Every time.
And I get mad every time. It's like, God damn it, I gotta get better. I don't have these
goodness.
giant ears for nothing.
I only have 1 plus. Like, I'm only 1 above you. You have a plus 13, I have a plus 14.
And this doesn't count as any of my terrains, I'm sad.
What?
This doesn't count as any of my terrains, I'm sad.
Well, I mean, we're under a city, so...
My
Under
favorite,
an
my favorite
urban...
terrain is an undercity. Get out of here.
Should be under dark. It'd be perfect then.
Alright, so...
Under dark? No.
So, Erlor and Lashima, as you guys are finishing looking up at this desk, finding, if I remember correctly, not much.
I don't have it written anywhere. What, if anything?
Yeah, there isn't much.
The two of you hear what sounds like, it sounds like a very faint chink of armor kind of clinking together, and possibly like padded footfalls coming from behind you guys.
There's a skeleton, run!
Coming from behind?
Yes, seems like from the darkness.
The fuck? No one's coming
I
down
attack
after
the
us.
darkness.
I wheel around with my bow at the ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna hide behind Lashima.
Alright, so Lashima knocks an arrow and holds it at the darkness. Sealy, you obviously see them do this.
Yeah.
And you see Erlor get behind Lashima. And I am going to move Gaia. I assume Gaia would move away as well.
Probably.
So I will move Gaia behind you guys as well. As you are holding this knocked arrow at the darkness, a few moments pass as you're holding this, and eventually you see there we go. Eventually you see a small creature come through the darkness.
Is that a Brit I see? Brit, how the fuck did you get down here?
It looks like Brett. No, that's not Brett.
At first glance, you definitely do notice a fur-like creature that looks very familiar to Brit, but upon a second look, you notice that it is definitely not Brit.
So do you say that in character roll?
Yeah.
I'm gonna smack you upside the head.
They all look the same to me.
Non-lethal.
They all look the same to me. What the fuck?
It is not a snack.
Hey,
Is it a rat person? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yes, it does look like another rat folk.
Mm.
Alright, go ahead and describe yourself.
Okay, so I'm Marcus. I'm a rat folk person. I'm 4'5", 84 pounds. I have hazel eyes, very shiny, 22 years old, and I have very short brown hair with light brown skin, covering over the entirety of my body. And yeah, I come from Greyview, and I've been sent by Brit to come and follow you guys, basically.
You're a friend of Brit. You're my friend.
I literally hold Lashima back, or damn it, Aralor back.
No, it's my friend. This is my friend. This is my new friend. Let go, Lashima.
I'm literally curious if I'm holding her.
Go ahead
Damn.
and make a grapple check.
Grapple.
What's that against my C?
Or you could just do an opposed strength check if you want.
That's why it's CMB.
CMD? CMB against CMD?
Hell yeah.
Or AC?
Yeah.
I'll take that CMB.
Yeah, it's against your.
Yeah, you got it. I don't even know what it's against, but you probably got it.
It's against your CMD. Yeah, under defenses.
Okay, yeah, it's a 19.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Lashima, you are holding Aralor back.
These people are fucking crazy, is what she's thinking.
Hard, I'm sorry.
Ah, if only you had known Aralor from the beginning.
Oh my god.
Definitely know she is crazy.
I'm not crazy, I just touch random stones.
So is this a friend or a foe? She would like
Friend!
ask Arlor.
The rats helped us in the battle, for now they're friends.
Friends, not food!
I was literally about to say that. Rats are friends, not food.
Are you guys trying to eat me?
I wonder.
I don't want to
Don't trust the cat folk. That's all we can say.
What? No, don't
Oh my
don't do that.
God.
Don't do that.
Don't lie, you ate.
Hey,
Oh, come on, man.
You my friend.
but I literally like say to Aralor's like, don't crush him. I know you like Brit, and I know he said he's a friend of Brit. Don't.
I remember this one, totally! Do I remember this one, Kai?
Give me an intelligence roll.
Yes! Gladly. I'm hoping this is right.
They seem kind of familiar. You might have seen them in the fight with the den mother,
Oh wow, that
but
was forever ago.
yeah, you're not quite sure.
Roll that deception or deception thing, right, Arlor?
It seems like they may have been one of the den mother's like guards that you guys never got to.
Okay.
Because you guys just sniped her from afar.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Your mom was a
Good job.
bitch. No, I'm kidding. And she was.
She was.
Fun.
Try. She's mean. Hi. Do you remember me? I like llamas.
I don't think Mishtar was with her for that.
Nope.
No, he wasn't. Right.
think Mishtar either left right before it or right after it. But either way, he didn't go into the sewer.
He was a dick.
Aw.
There's so much hate in this group. My
No, he
goodness.
actually was a dick because he was a fucking outsider.
He killed me.
Yeah, he killed her.
I mean, he may have been a demon in disguise.
I knew it.
We don't judge.
Sounds like a soap opera.
It was.
Everyone
my
used to play
lover.
patty cake with it.
The entire first season was a soap opera.
What?
It's true. Yeah. But Baylor, at this time, as they are kind of mobbing this rat folk out of nowhere, at least Erlor is, you hear a familiar voice come from down that hallway again.
From the opposite side?
Yes,
Ooh.
from deeper in. Yeah.
Baylor sort of waits for the commotion to die down and the introduction to sort of wrap up a little bit before kind of urging someone who has the light to go further down the hallway to try to make adventure for.
I really don't want to do this, but I'm trusting you with this, Baylor. I walk up to you, and I pull my dagger on you,
What?
and then I flip it around and hand you the hilt.
Oh. If I equip this, I'm going to lose a bunch of AC bonus. So, What?
You're not really equipping it. It's not really equipping it. It's a light source. Just put it in your belt.
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, Lashima hands you this dagger that you've seen her pull once before, and it just cascades light like a torch.
Okay. Well, is anyone gonna? I would like to at least lead a charge down the hallway to find this voice that I'm hearing.
Okay.
You hear a voice? You're hearing voices? That's bad.
We've been hearing voices for quite a little while. The whole last puzzle thing, you know. But I would really love to investigate this voice. Does anybody want to join me?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. Why would we leave you alone in a dungeon by yourself?
I'll join you.
Okay.
Just slowly.
You need supervision, duh.
I'll come if you
That's what they tell me all the time.
Cool. Then, with Lashima's dagger in hand, I would
Please don't-
venture
Please don't sprint.
forward down the hall.
I'm looking.
All right, let me go ahead and know your marching order.
With caution, I'll
Exactly,
be going
Evan.
first.
Okay.
You'll go first?
Traps, possibly.
Okay. Then I'll go.
Okay, so we got Lashima in front.
Baylor with
Baylor
light
and
behind.
Gaia. Yep.
Come, friend! We shall bring up the rear.
And Celia can be up front with Lashima. There you go.
Okay. All right. So
I'll keep
So
an
kinda
eye out for
just
traps
going
and keep
in-
an eye out for things.
right. So you guys kind of just going in pairs. You guys march. You guys, well, not march, but you guys continue. You venture forward down into this dark stone hallway.
Come on.
As you guys are walking, about another 40 feet, which you do not see any traps.
Okay.
You see on the wall what looks like a sconce holding a torch, and as you step within 20 feet of it, it lights.
Oh, I'm gonna hate this.
Blinded.
Terrifying.
Oh, that's fancy.
Seeing it, I would continue. Just like
All right.
muttering under my breath, fucking lizards.
All right. You continue pushing forward, still checking for traps. Gaia, give me a survival.
Ooh.
And Lashima, go ahead and roll me another trap finding. Oh, jeez. That was a really high survival.
Damn.
All right, so you get about another 70 feet or so. And you don't see traps. Seems like it's pretty clear so far. Gaia sees what looks like possibly a footprint, but it's really hard to tell.
Would I be able to do anything with that considering Ranger?
Roll survival.
Animals are my favored. Yeah, animals, one of my favorite.
Yeah, you kind of get down and look at what Gaia is looking at as well, and it looks like it could possibly be a remnant of a humanoid footprint, but it is too hard to kind of look. It's like it's only like pieces of like dust that have been shifted, so it's just too hard to tell. As far as you know, Gaia, it might be the same, might not be. It is a humanoid-looking footprint.
Is it possible to track while looking for traps, or no?
Is it sorry? Is it what?
Is it possible to track while looking for traps?
No, not quite, because you're looking for one specific thing during that period of time. You're either looking for the traps or you're looking for footprints, right?
Okay.
It's kind of like a focus of attention.
Okay. I'm going to continue with traps then. Because those are more important right now. Are there more torches doing the thing, or is it just the one?
As you move about another 10 feet, another torch does light.
So like 80 feet from the last one, or?
Yep.
Okay.
It's like Harris Teeter.
That's really weird.
Right as you've gone about what is it, like 40 feet out of the low light vision, then the next low light begins or so.
Okay.
So there's a decent little gap of like darkness between them.
Okay.
All right, so you guys continue pushing down further.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Have we heard
Go
the
ahead
scream recently? Or the
Huh?
voice?
Anyone who, I mean, because you guys don't know that it's there, only Baylor has heard it so far, but anyone can roll a perception if they want.
Yeah, Airlore is going to be completely consumed with talking with Marcus.
Okay.
Aw.
Marcus is sucked into the conversation.
All right. So about so at this point, as you guys are just getting to this torch, you all kind of listen in again to the surroundings, listening for anything. Celia and Gaia, you hear what sounds like a female humanoid voice. Not able to pick out what it's saying, and is very faint, and you only hear it for a brief moment before it is gone. Baylor, you do not hear anything.
Mm.
Say it was me and who? You said, Air.
Celia and Gaia.
Gaia. Okay, got it.
Can I go ahead and detect magic?
Okay. So you take a moment and you do some hand gestures and you say some words and you cast this arcane energy to flow through you, and you can see any arcane magic that is within your vicinity. Looking around, the only thing you see is the torch.
The torch that I'm holding?
No, the torch on the wall.
Okay. I can't see through any of the walls?
Nope, it is pure stone.
Right, it has a thickness, wall thickness and stuff.
Right. As far as you can tell, it's either too thick or there's nothing there.
Yep. Cool.
How long does that last for?
Let me check.
Gaia, you're not sure how far away it was. It seemed very distant.
It's the direction we're traveling, though, right? That's where it came from?
Yes.
Okay.
Up to 1 minute.
See, we
And
would
it
comment
hasn't-
to Lashima about that. Just say that I hear a female voice up ahead. It sounds like it's very far off, though.
Oh, shit.
Okay, yeah. So you tell Lashima.
Wait, you guys are hearing it too? We've got to go. We there's someone in here.
This is gonna
Like, we
hurt
gotta
if there's anything
leave
down
this somebody
here.
in here?
But I guess I'll start moving at a faster pace, trying to keep an eye out for glaringly obvious traps.
Alright, go ahead and roll for looking for traps.
And if I get caught up, or if you immediately hear me say stop, Baylor, please stop.
Sure.
I like that dagger.
Alright. Alright, so between the two of you up front looking for traps, you do not see any. As you travel another about 100 feet, my brain can't do math. What is it? It's 120? 120. 120 feet before another torch on the wall. Still nothing, though.
Have there been any splits off of the hallway?
No.
Okay.
This has been just, as far as you can tell, it's been straight. Maybe at a slight decline, but it's very hard to tell.
I'm on the highway to
So what
hell.
are the what are the walls made of? Are they just like man-made brick or what?
Looking at it, you can tell that it's stone of some sort. If you want to know any kind of more, like, you can roll. What is it? Knowledge Dungeoneering, I believe.
Okay.
I wish we had Anya here.
What, the dwarf for all the stone?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. As far as you can tell looking at it, it just looks like it's been carved stone of some sort.
Just trying to fathom a purpose behind the hallway, just the way it is.
Yeah, it's just, it seems too hard to tell. It just seems like a hallway that continues on with, that's been carved out of stone. Best you can tell is maybe it's been here for quite a while.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, you guys continue running down this hallway through, going in and out of these light patches for about another 350 feet or so.
Jesus.
Before, also once again, I assume you're just always checking for traps. You don't see any the entire time.
Okay.
But eventually you finally come to this torch that lights, and as it does so, the very edge of its light, you see that the hall continues forward, but it also splits to each side.
So it's a literal fork, a Y in the road?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it continues forward and left and right.
Let's not split up, gang.
Is there any light to be seen on any path? Either path?
As you get closer, give me a perception.
And do I get a feeling like how I got with the door with this because of what I asked for earlier?
That you still kind of get the feeling like it's much harder to tell now. Your initial gut feeling was just kind of that way, but you kind of have that same feeling like it's probably still forward. But with Sealy and Lashima, when you get closer to these two split openings, the one on the right has a very low amount of light coming out of it, almost like from candlelight.
I don't like that.
Can we hear anything from any of the paths?
You say that's from the right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Light means active things. Active things means voices. Right side for me.
Yeah.
That's slow.
Okay. Okay, so you kind of like hold up and slowly start to move towards it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna slow down and like normal pace instead of running for it, I guess.
Okay, all right. So not moving quickly now, but at a normal pace.
Yeah, not
Okay.
stealthing because I have too many people with me.
Okay. As you kind of approach slowly to this opening that you see, what you notice is it looks like it is a doorway, instead of this large hallway that has continued, and that may have like split into two other hallways. It looks like two little doorways. They do not have a door on them, but they are little archways carved out of stone. And as you approach slowly, you hear a humanoid voice coming from inside.
Is it possible for me to understand the language?
Of course not.
What language do you speak?
Shit.
Yeah, to the right.
Common, Catfolk, Infernal, and D. I speak the D.
You speak to the D or the D?
I speak to the D.
Okay. Just making sure. I want to make sure I heard that right. That's all.
I only speak the D in Dwarven.
No.
As you get closer to the doorway and you're listening to this, you recognize common words. It sounds like someone talking in common.
Can I pick out words? Like what they're talking about or vague?
We could maybe pick out the and use it for something else. Sorry. I'm extra snarky.
Trying to pick out like what they're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Before I go in, arrows blazing and kill the wrong thing.
Ooh, fire arrows.
I don't have fire arrows, unfortunately.
You said blazing. You're getting my
I
hopes
know.
up.
I can't say guns blazing because guns don't exist for me yet. I wish I had fire arrows. I would be such an idiot with them.
That messed up. I can't reproduce that. Maybe I can look for him. Nah, I didn't see anybody here.
You hear voices from inside,
And a train.
or a voice, and a train. Yeah.
The fuck is this beast?
It's the train.
Oh.
As you sit there for a
No.
minute listening,
No.
it sounds like someone just talking to themselves.
You probably don't care. They're long gone. God dang it.
I don't know how to approach this. Baylor, you're the people person.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm happy to take point and move on ahead.
Right?
Are we moving ahead or are we talking to the possibly crazy person?
Well, maybe we need to save them, right? They're down here. Probably a bad thing that they're down here.
Yeah, I mean there shouldn't be anybody down here, given that.
Yeah,
You
maybe
know.
they just got lost.
Or
So
yeah,
sweet.
I mean I guess that's an option.
It's like we're here to either save somebody if they got lost, or B, figure out who or what caused the fissure, right?
Yeah.
I say we knock on the door.
So kick in the not door and just yell, "This is the police." Put your hands up.
Not-
Yeah, there you go, there you go. Now you're thinking.
Get down on the ground! Get down on the ground!
Baylor, give me the dagger. I need to have my flashlight in his eyes.
Oh my god.
Here, I will hand it back to you because otherwise I will forget.
Please tell me you hold it like a flashlight. That'd be so awesome.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
hold it upright. Like,
Like,
Well, I'd have to hold it in such a way that I'm not equipping it because I am a monk.
oh. That's how you defeat you. Here, hold this.
I-
Oh, you can't
I-
hurt me now. Ah,
I
crap.
wasn't joking. I have some real strong EC bonuses that I lose if I hold a weapon.
But like,
In
when
your
he gives
teeth.
it back to me, I literally hold it like a top with a flashlight, but with my bow.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Like the flashlight and the gun nonsense?
Yes. There's a cat talking. That wasn't a cat, but there is a cat talking.
Wow.
Was that Evan?
It could have So he's in like the next room over, and he was actually just like yelling and running around. So
That was
yeah.
probably him, yeah.
Woo!
Uh,
Around.
let's see. Alright, so who's going in?
Flash and clear.
I'll go in.
Flash and clear.
Flashbang out.
Throws a dagger to the ground. It goes cling, cling, cling. What?
Ah!
Hey, look, it's done. It worked.
Oh my
Go ahead.
god, that would be the worst flash and clear ever. Use a fucking a delayed blast fireball. Is that someone to cast light
Oh,
on?
jeez.
Alright, go ahead and place yourself center.
Yay! There I am. I'll probably be like right here. Nothing special.
Alright. So kind of right next to the table.
Yeah.
Alright, so whoever walks in first, you guys see a humanoid male. Go ahead and describe yourself.
Well, let's see. I am currently, I'm about an average height human male. And is wow. Not extreme, not very old, not well built. Quite dashingly handsome.
Very
And,
charismatic, I'm guessing.
no, I'm not asthmatic. Well, no, I'm not asthmatic.
Charismatic.
I'm very
Charismatic.
charismatic.
You have high charisma?
I do. Do you believe me?
I mean, I can do a perception.
I am very pretty.
You want to sense motive to see if you believe him?
Yeah.
Can
Can I?
Sure.
I am very pretty. I already rolled for it.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
That
hi there. How are you, my lady?
How do you know I swing that way? You don't?
Oh, yes, you do.
All right, Zynar,
Wolf
you
again.
get this.
I only swing for llamas.
Oh, God.
Zynar, this group of people walk into your room. These lights kind of following them, and one of them, this I believe you look elven, right? Or at least half elven. Gosh,
Me?
Gaia? No, Gaia.
Oh, Gaia. Yeah, she looks elven.
Elven, yeah, okay. This elven humanoid immediately walks over to you and like crouches down to your feet and is looking at your feet.
Really?
I know the shoes are a little out of style, but don't judge me. I was traveling. Do you require new footwear?
Um, I don't remember if you actually saw them or not, but
My character's 5'8", by the way.
yeah.
She did see something drawing her to the crack. I do remember that. That's why she went down there.
Okay. Well, so looking at his feet though, his feet do not look like they would match the footprints. They don't look elongated enough, and they seem a little wider than the ones that you've been seeing.
I don't have clown shoes. Woo!
Cry. Did Lashima hear the voice that Seely told her about?
Because
I don't think she did.
You did not, no.
I would ask Seely, was it a guy's voice or a girl's voice?
Yeah, this is not the person who was talking.
Right. For those who heard the voice, you remember a female voice.
Wah,
Moving on.
wah, wah.
But we still have to save this one. You totally need saving, right?
He can tag along. Unless you must start.
Are you in here alone?
I believe I am. I have not seen any of my compatriots around.
And you haven't seen anybody else in... I mean, how did you even get in here?
There was a magical transportation accident, we shall say. And I'm here, and the rest of my group I was with is not. I don't even know where here is, to be honest.
I think he hit his head.
I'm pretty sure I did not hit my head.
I don't believe you. I think you need a doctor.
Baylor is incredibly not interested in this stranger and goes off.
So anyway, as I was saying...
So all of them continue. They come in for a moment and then they leave. And so you follow them.
Yes.
What?
I would beckon him along and like kind of hold his arm and be like, I really think you need a doctor. I think you hit your head. Did you fall down here too?
I did not fall anywhere.
Oh, that's right. You said you had a magical transportation issue. Right, I gotcha.
Yes.
Are you saying that with the orderly voice?
Yes.
Oh goodness! All right, so you guys head back out into the hallway and back, and you go further in, or are you checking the other side?
God damn it. Seely, do you hear the voice again?
I'm the one that needs the doctor?
Okay, so Gaia does enter the other room. She kind of peeks her head into the other room. And you see a room that is identical looking to the one that you were just in. As you peek around, there's no light in here, but the torchlight that cascades in, you don't see anyone else. As you guys start looking around now that your attention hasn't been focused on this sole person that's been found, you look around and these rooms look like they were some sort of religious holding place. You see in the rooms, you see these small shrines that have been set up to some gods and goddesses. And in the back, in towards the back of the room, what you see is these small little alcoves that have cots. And there's little tables set up in there as well.
Is there any sign that this room has been used recently?
Go ahead.
Is it all dust? Yeah, I can.
Go ahead and give me a perception. Yeah, looking around, you see a lot of dust. I mean, not a lot. It's like a thin layer, but it looks like none of it has been disturbed. Looks like it's been this way for probably a while.
You didn't do this, did you? Talking
No.
to my new friend.
No, I did not.
Okay, good. Because you'd be in deep trouble if you did. Somebody caused a lot of damage.
Hey, I just showed up here by accident. I don't even know where, like I said, I don't even know where here is. Where am I, by the way?
Oh, you're in a city.
Which city?
Graveview? Right, well,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
yeah, Graveview. Thank you.
Wrath. I guess it's better than nowhere.
I mean, nowhere is a pretty scary place.
Sure it is. By the way, it's very rude of me. My name's Glenn.
Oh, I'm Errolor. Yeah, names are probably good to exchange, right?
Call me Toshi.
What are we doing that? Is that a new thing?
It is for me. I didn't give you anything. I said call me Toshi.
Alright.
Oh, you can call me. I gotcha. Wow, Will. Wow. I caught that. Okay. I got you.
Does this hallway
Whatever.
continue
I said what I
down,
said.
Cry?
Yes, yeah. The main hallway that you've been walking down for, a good, 15, 20 minutes or so, still continues into the darkness.
Not thrilled about that darkness.
So does Mark trust me at all?
He doesn't really want to persuade anyone that he's a foe. He just kind of stays back from everyone, just to give them space in a way. Because he's
I
a
gotcha.
polite boy. He's polite,
I gotcha.
but he's pretty silent too. He can be at first.
You're my new
First
BFF.
meeting.
Sorry, Lashima.
That's fine, that's fine. I have the money. It's
I
cool.
have stolen.
Yeah, you got a boyfriend now. I'm chopped liver.
The fuck you are? You're staying at my house, bitch.
Oh yeah, good point. I'm your love child.
Aren't
We
you
just
older than
met
me?
these two people.
Wow.
What?
Aren't you older than me?
Yeah,
There is a significant dynamic I was not aware of.
I'm your love child.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, the druid buddy just left the druid buddy.
Oh
Aw.
shit. Discourse of the
Uh-oh.
party.
All of you are my BFFs forever and ever. Yikes. I just pissed her off.
Is there any more sign of the female voice?
Probably not. She hasn't responded. So it's like if she doesn't. I was just saying if she did come, you wouldn't be surprised.
Make a perception check.
And now that someone has told me to listen for a voice, can I as well?
Sure. Anyone who wishes to kind of after you guys have checked these rooms out, you can go ahead and roll a perception to kind of perceive anything in the air.
You guys, I see everyone listening. I'm like, what are they listening for? Yep.
We're looking for more survivors.
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
That's okay. Like I said, I think you hit your head. You'll be okay.
But there is a bit of a gap between me and the party cry.
Okay.
At least they didn't roll a 1.
Yeah, that is true.
There's no way for me to put that on my back. Damn it. Oh well.
Wait, do I do a perception check too?
If you want to.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Is my bucket of salt out underneath the workbench with the
There's no salt in there.
trash can?
All right. So everyone perceiving and
It might be
listening
in the
in.
trash can, yes.
At first, when you start listening, you hear a faint. You hear what sounds like a very faint movement of wind, as if a draft were kind of blowing through. Very light. And a few moments go by, and you don't hear any voices.
Can I tell which way the wind is blowing? Is it blowing in or out?
It's blowing from the very faint amount that you can hear. It seems like maybe it's going past you guys.
Okay, so it's coming from the entrance going in.
It doesn't sound like it starts behind you. You hear it ahead of you, but it seems like it's not coming towards you.
Well, that could mean a way out. Well, at least a way to open air.
Can we see the ceiling again?
Oh, I don't remember how high I said the ceiling was.
Okay. Do we see any cobwebs, like spider webs? Not necessarily cobwebs, but actual spider webs.
When you kind of shine your torch around looking, you don't see any. Surprisingly, this place seems very sterile, other than the slight layer of dust.
Okay.
I don't like it, but I'm going to continue on.
Okay. Alright, so are you checking traps?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, a part of her is like, there's not going to be anything down here, but at the same time, the second I stop is the second I step on a fucking bomb.
We're not trying to be quiet, are we?
No.
Good.
God damn!
Holy jeez.
Nice.
That's a crazy roll.
That is a crazy roll.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Alright, so as you kind of move up to the front with Gaia and I assume Sealy goes along as well.
Yeah.
Kind of back into your normal formation that you were just in. Looking around, you don't see any traps as you guys start walking down further into this, wherever this is. Once again, about another 80 feet, a torch.
I wonder how
Otherwise,
far it
you
is between torches. Is anybody keeping track of that?
I said about 80 feet, right?
It's about 120 between torches.
Now?
So you have about 40 feet of darkness in between.
Okay,
the
so they're not getting closer to each other though. Correct.
Correct. Yeah. No, it seems like they have stayed the same distance the entire time. Looking behind you, Gaia, yes, you do see the twinkling lights in the distance of torchlight.
Can I inspect the torch in the wall that it's attached to?
Okay. You kind of get up close to it. It looks like it is a carved stone structure that looks like a wooden torch that is carved into what looks like a kind of like a little holding sconce that keeps it in place.
Okay. Am I able to remove the torch? Like, how big is the torch?
It's a normal torch size. It just seems like it's been carved out of stone.
Oh.
And as you try and like move and shift it, you do feel that you could probably force it out of this carving that it's been carved into. It might take some strength and it might damage it. Who knows?
Nah, I'll leave it alone. Okay. I was just curious. No, like, any raised out pieces or anything from the wall near the torch or anything?
Give me a perception check.
That's what it is.
It always takes you that one try.
Right?
That's okay. I can't even remember any of them. As you kind of, you're like, I wonder, and you start looking around it, you don't see what looks like any kind of like buttons or sliding things, anything that could possibly be a contraption of some sort.
Okay.
Errol, I heard if you clap, there are some lights that turn on and off.
I'm gonna clap. Lashima wouldn't lie to me.
You clap once, twice, 3 times?
I'm gonna clap twice.
Okay. You go and it echoes.
I'm gonna do a whole round of applause now.
Oh god.
Okay.
Wow.
You you start clapping, and this cacophonous noise of clapping starts echoing throughout the hallway.
And there went the element of surprise. Fuck. Oh well.
I don't think this is one of those lights, Lashima. Nice try, though.
Has Gaia seen me do my shadow thing?
Possibly. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because I know I was making sure that Lynn didn't see it, but I can't remember if I made sure that she did. Oh yeah, and then she turned into
Really?
Then she turned into Lynn.
Not speaking of
and
my
did
character, I
the
gotta fix
thing.
that.
Alright, I remember.
You just being yourself.
I don't
So,
know
yeah,
all the
yeah,
stuff.
Stop that.
That was
I'm still
that was
learning.
the moment I was thinking of as well as the alleyway, but I wasn't sure. So
So yeah, I would do it. I would get far enough ahead that I'm not with everybody else
Oh,
and in the
okay.
shadows. And the second I get into the shadows, I do my thing.
okay, all right. So everyone
There we
kind
go,
of
much
watches
better.
as Lashima walks into the low light from the lit torch, takes one more step out into the darkness, and then vanishes.
Poof.
Ooh, spooky.
Where'd she go? Nobody knows.
All right. Well, yeah. So you will the shadows around you to cover you, and once again you kind of look at yourself and you see that you're not really there in a way.
This is weird every time. And like, she mumbles that to herself and continues on ahead, making sure to stay ahead of like their light,
Okay.
looking to see what happens at the next section.
Okay. Are you checking for traps as you go?
As best I can with dark vision, yeah, because I only got
Okay.
30 feet.
Gotcha. All right. Go ahead and roll me some traps.
But that 35. God damn,
Jeez.
I am good at what I do.
All right. So you start walking in this shadowy kind of plane of existence, and you keep walking down this hallway, looking for any kind of traps. Once again, not seeing anything. And eventually, you get to the point where you're like, okay, there should be a torch coming up, and you step over the threshold of where you normally the torch would light. Torch does not light.
Can I see anything on the wall?
When you get close to the wall, it looks like a normal wall.
There's no torch there?
No, there is a torch. There is a sconce with a torch sitting there.
So I'm on
But it doesn't light.
Correct.
Shadows.
Yeah,
Weird.
those following behind with with your own light sources kind of following it at a normal pace from where where Lishima left off. You guys are kind of getting close to it, and you're like, that light should be turning on if Lishima is walking ahead of us.
They can hear me? No, I haven't even.
Yeah, you
tested
can
that.
speak. I believe you've done that once.
Oh wait, I was talking to Baylor in the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we did that with the demon.
Yeah. I would say
Chair squeakies.
like turning my head and like cupping my hands, trying to keep sound from going ahead of me. I would turn it towards them and say, "I'm at the next sconce, and it's not on. I'm gonna continue on. No traps yet."
All right, yeah. So you guys hear a bodiless voice come out of the shadows. Sound from Lishima.
It's
so
just
you
dark.
guys-
You just can't see her. It's okay.
It's all in your mind.
Don't tell him that he hit his head.
All right. So do you guys continue moving forward?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. As soon as the rest of the group get within the torch threshold, it lights. Will, I need a dexterity save for you.
But I continued on.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So just a dex check.
Reflex save. Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
All right. You easily, as soon as you're just at the edge of the torchlight and you see it starting to light, you jump and roll to stay in the shadows.
Yeah. I've been doing this long enough. I got this. Next time,
Crit
I
fail
got
on the next
this.
one.
Yep.
You shouldn't have said that, Will.
No, I knew I knew what I was getting into as I was saying it.
All right. So the rest of the group continues pushing forward. Once again, you guys walk for another 20 to 30 minutes, about 450 feet. Before Lishima in the front, your darkness, your 30 feet of darkness, the walls at the edges stop. You see an opening in front of you.
Dun dun dun.
Is light continuing on? Like, can I see 30 feet ahead of me and it doesn't look like pure black?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see that it is now a bigger opening than this hallway was. If you were to walk forward into it, you would just be in darkness.
That's not disturbing in its own right. I'm gonna track the right side wall. Actually, is it... I don't want to make noise. Yeah, I would track the right side wall, and if I see sconces, I would try to book it to a corner, possibly. So that way, if when they walk into this room, light does cascade everywhere, I'm not immediately just ousted.
Okay, gotcha. Give me a stealth roll.
Not spells, skills. Skills. There you go.
There goes the doggies. Alright, cool. Yeah, you kind of hug yourself against the wall. Which side did you say? Right or left?
Right side.
Right side. Okay. All right. So you kind of push yourself in the shadows up against this wall that you're just kind of following. You see that the last torch and sconce was about 15 feet from when the walls disappeared for you. So about 15 feet into the hallway was the last torch.
Okay. And I'm not seeing any on the walls that I'm hugging as I'm walking forward.
As you kind of start to walk a little bit, give me a perception check. Uh, 17. So as you're walking along, you don't see any other sconces along the wall as you're going.
Okay. Like, player me has a feeling of what this room is going to do, and Lashima probably has the same hunch. But I want darkness. But if I can find like a little corner to hole up in until everyone else gets in here and possibly lights off this whole room, I'll see if I can find that.
Okay. As you continue walking, you're kind of just walking and feeling along. You do not feel any. You don't see any kind of like alcoves, any corners, anything to kind of hide in.
Huh. Alright, I guess I'll just keep doing that until I can see that the rest of the party comes in.
Okay. Alright, so at this point, the rest of you guys, welcome back. At this point, the rest of you with your torchlight kind of guiding you in, you get... oh, balls. I always do that. There we go. Okay, so the rest of you eventually catch up to this room where Lashima has disappeared. You guys get to this point where you're about... Is it... You're So you're about 20 feet away from you're about 20 feet away from this next sconce, and as you step into that threshold, it lights up, and on the other side you see the end of the hallway opens. And as far as the torchlight goes, you see stone flooring, but then eventually it just continues to be dark. It seems like it goes like quite a ways. So as far as you can see, which is about 40 feet from the torch, so you can see about so you can see about 25 feet into this whatever this is that it opens up into. All right. So what's the group doing?
Well, I can't see shit, so.
Were we still following? I mean, if we're just trailing Lasheen.
We should be following, and then we should probably come up to the room, right?
Yeah.
But are we going to go left or right? Lashima didn't say.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Good point.
Follow any tracks?
Yeah. Were
There's
there
not
any
gonna be
tracks?
What kind of tracks are you trying to follow?
They're looking for mine.
Give a survival, I guess.
That is A.
Up until about this point, you have been able to kind of see little disturbances of dust that was probably left from Lashima, because it looks like this dust is kind of still settling almost as you kind of watch it.
Actually, hold on. That might be changing. Give me a second. I gotta read the equipment thing really quick. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh. Where is that? Armor?
But here you go.
Where is that?
Is it alt or control, Will? I always forget.
For...
Pinging to bring everyone.
I want to say a shift click.
Shift. Yes, you're right.
Where is it?
Alright, that should have brought everyone down to where you are.
What do they do for me? I'm sorry, guys.
What are you trying to do, Will?
Oh no.
Do we need to find him?
Oh, your item.
DC to notice or follow increases by.
Do we need to find Toshi? Tashi? Whatever.
Toshi.
Okay, so it's...
Just if it's like super important, I think, I can help, but otherwise.
Yep, nope. It's still up to this point. You, both Sealy and Gaia, you both are able to follow it until about that point where it just literally disappears as if he didn't exist.
And so we don't have. Oh my god. So the crew that's following behind, do we have a light on? Is anyone holding a torch or?
Sealy has one.
Yeah. Sealy's been casting light on like a little rock that she's been carrying.
And I suppose Airlore would do the same to the torch that no longer lights. I would catch light on the torch that no longer lights.
That works.
That's kind of hilarious, actually.
Sad.
And I'm gonna hold it up like a torch.
Well, if
Alright.
we lost track of Lashima's prints, but there's not a definitive sign of a fork, we just keep going forward.
The room goes to
Probably
left and to
literally
right.
going forward would be a bad idea. I think we should stick to the left side of the wall. Because don't they say in
Well-
mazes that you should stay to the left?
Everything went black. There we go.
Are you just thinking
Yes.
NASCAR?
NASCAR.
So, we haven't Is there a room? Did we pass a room?
No nerds.
Only those 2 rooms back there.
Yeah.
Barbara, no.
Yeah, then let's go to the left.
Okay.
All right. So as
Come
you
on,
step out, so as you guys step out, those carrying light, your torchlight kind of cascades out into this. As soon as you step out of the hallway, you get this huge sense of this is a large room. And your light just kind of casts this very tiny bubble within this room.
I hope there's no dragons in here.
I
I literally say that out loud.
What I'm thinking in my head.
Alright, so as soon as you guys step outside of that hallway as well, you all hear a voice.
No.
You all hear a voice that says, "Do not look into the center."
Spooky.
The center of what? A cookie?
I would say probably the room,
The center of the room.
but you know.
Oh, it answered back.
Oh, I was right.
Hello, mysterious voice.
Me.
How are you today?
Alright, does anyone look?
No.
No.
I'd fail if I did anyway, so I'm not good.
I see
Which
nothing but
voice?
shadows.
Which voice says it, Cry? The female voice?
No. Sounds like some humanoid male voice that comes out of the darkness.
Oh.
Am I the only human?
No, I'm a human.
Okay.
Do I feel compelled not to look? Or is it just he's telling me not to look?
He's telling you not to look.
Oh, you're gonna have to look. Your cat. No,
Yeah, curiosity killed the cat.
I gotta look.
I literally said that.
Yeah.
But no,
Oh god.
Lashima smarter than your average
Oh,
domestic
I didn't
cat.
see that over in chat. Yeah. So there's is there a humanoid walking towards us?
As far as you can tell, you don't see anything.
okay. That's my light cone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to,
Can I go ahead and cast Detect Undead?
detect undead. Sure, okay. So you begin casting again, trying to detect undead. As you do so, you get this feeling like you can, if there were undead, you would detect them, but you do not.
Okay.
You do not get any such feeling.
Okay. Well, I would pat
Well, I'm glad I didn't take that
our new
heritage.
friend Glenn on the shoulder and go, "Well, at least you're not undead."
No. I'm absolutely not undead. Did I do something that make you think that I was undead?
Well, you don't know where you are,
He's undead.
and I still think you hit your head. So how would you know if you were undead?
That's a very good question. If I hit my head and forgot everything, I would not know if I was undead.
There you go.
This is some scary movie
I
logic
appreciate
right
for you
here.
help assisting me in this.
You're welcome. I can do other amazing things too. Don't worry. Oh, jeez.
This is gonna be a spooky time,
Yes.
boys.
Yeah, cantrips are free, so you can
Quite this.
you can literally keep casting it over and over and over. That's
Cast
what,
undead, unfortunately, is not a cantrip. Or detect undead.
What's
right, but that's what Seely's been doing is casting light, because it's just
Yes.
a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
So how much time has
Say-
passed since we've been down here?
Almost an hour.
Have we spotted any, like, blood on the floor or anything?
No.
Okay. Well, no, that means nobody's necessarily bleeding out, so that's a good thing.
Oh my god.
What were you gonna say, Okami?
Nothing. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I thought you had a question.
What's a cantrip?
They're not called cantrips in this. They're called horizons. They're below a first level spell, but you can cast them as many times as you want.
Yes.
So anything
Okay.
that's a first level or above, you have a limited number
Yes.
of them.
Yes. So for my druid spells, I can cast light, detect magic, flare, create water, arcane mark, things like that. And as a white necromancer, I can do things with the undead,
Really?
read magic, and mending.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Not gonna lie.
And those are spells that I can use like willy-nilly, whatever I need them. But spells like Cure Light Wounds, I can only use once per day, or however many spells I get of that level. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, cool.
All right. So I need everyone to remind me, or just anyone tell me if you are deciding to look. Okay.
I
If
think
what?
everyone
If
said
you
that they were.
decide to look,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If at any time you decide the temptation is too great, let me know.
I should just start rolling dice.
Is
God
there,
One for
damn
you
it.
for now.
is there, the voice wasn't compelling or anything, was it?
No.
Or was it
just-
commanding?
It did not seem like it was carrying any weight or anything like that. It was just a human male, a humanoid male voice coming from the darkness.
Hmm.
Can I ask the
Um,
dark a question?
oh god, can I attack the darkness?
Okay, Foxy.
Why can't we look in the center?
You hear this strange voice once more say, "You can if you want, but if you do, you may lose your mind."
Because you're so amazing, or are you in the center of the room?
As he continues to speak more, you get the sense that he is not in the center of the room. He is off to the side, off to the right side somewhere.
I want to go find the voice.
Damn it.
My question is, how did he get here in the first place, and how does he know not to look in the center?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Are any of those said out loud?
The second question of how does he know not to look into the center? That one's spoken out loud. He literally just yells it.
He says, "There is something in the center that I come from which could drive you insane."
Is it a spiraling shape?
Is it of this plane?
Do you say that in character, Tanya?
Sure, why not? It'll make you go insane.
Oh my gosh. He says, he immediately when Glenn asked that out loud, he says, "No." And when Lashima asks, "Is it from this?" You said, "Is it from this plane
Is it of
or
this plane?
of this plane?" He also says, "No."
And we don't recognize the voice?
All you can tell is it's some sort of humanoid male voice coming from the darkness, following the right side wall.
How loud is he speaking, and how loud did I have to answer him?
It seems like he's projecting a little bit.
So he's
But-
facing towards us.
But you kind of get the sense too that if you were to even whisper in this kind of room, It might just carry.
Not
Uh,
distance
s-
from-
So Baylor asks, there was a great there was a huge opening above ground, a lot of destruction. We're looking for whoever or whatever caused that. Would you happen to know anything about that?
A second goes by, and then you hear, I do not know what has caused what happened above.
Are you trapped down here?
You hear from the darkness. Also, at about this point, since you guys are continuing to talk and you're just kind of standing there talking to this, you do start getting the sense that he's not just stationary; he might be moving around.
Okay.
He
I wanna say
says,
hi.
he says, as far as I know, I am not stuck here.
So you don't need rescuing.
What would you be rescuing me from?
The dark.
The darkness is nothing scary.
But it's not fun. Sometimes.
This is true. There was a circus up above. That was fun.
You hear a small chuckle from the darkness.
Further from.
I think he likes circuses.
We
Further.
gotta take him to one.
Gaia, he says, my feet are my own. They are what they have always been. I guess if you compare it to something of a human, they could be long and skinny.
Could we have your name, please?
I was literally trying to get
Yes,
that.
I agree.
Can I clarify what she said after she said it? Panicking somewhat. I was like, we don't want your name. Could you tell us your name?
He says, I have been called Kelnod.
Spelling, please.
Thank you. But what
So
do you
is-
call yourself?
So he's just a rock with a piece
is-
of paper with his name on
does-
it. Throwing it.
Does Gaia, is Gaia like walking towards the center, or is she walking
Yeah, she says
backwards
she,
towards the center?
she says she walks towards the center of the room with her eyes closed.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
She put it in chat.
Yeah, I missed that one.
We're cruising past.
Um,
Sorry.
Okay, so you start just kind of blindly walking forward. You hear him. It takes a good. Takes like almost a minute before he answers you again, Gaia. He says, also, as he's doing this, you guys can kind of tell he's moving from the right side in an arcing kind of fashion around to your left.
Okay.
He says, I don't know if I can tell you what I am in your language.
Say it in your language.
I
then.
say in Infernal. Can you tell me in this one?
You hear an infernal back. Even this language doesn't have the words to explain it.
God damn it. Also spoken in Infernal.
Oh, I get it. Are you a celestial?
Did you understand that? Wait, no, that's right. He has to. Never mind, sorry. Brain.
Um, he says, "No, I am not a celestial."
Oh, that's right. You like dark. Are you the opposite of a celestial?
Gaia, you hear, and anyone, by the way, anytime that anyone is speaking in a different language, if you know that language, you can also understand it. Gaia, you hear back in Sylvan, he says, "The void."
The void. I would understand that probably. Honestly. I probably do.
Huh?
The movie's done and we don't know.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Should she get ready for bed? Or?
Yeah.
I would speak to it in giant. Do you like llamas?
You hear a slight, almost inaudible, and in giant you hear back, "I don't know what a llama is."
Can I think of anything that would know this many languages?
Give me, if you want to try and figure out what it is, give me either nature or history, or religious or arcana. Or religion or arcana.
They all are the same. You hate me.
Well, make your choice. Nature/history is going to be easier, DC.
God!
Ooh.
You do not know of anything that is like something that would be knowledgeable
Out
of
of my
many
element.
languages.
I'm out of my element.
In Sylvan, you hear him say, by about this point, he's almost on your left side now completely. You hear him say,
Like I'm getting away from them, sorry.
"I travel back and forth anytime I want."
Spicy.
Wait, was that for Aerolor?
That was for Gaia.
Okay, I was about to say, because Aerolor is helping put a kid away.
What?
Yes, because Gaia asked, "Why don't you return to the void?"
Why do I keep hearing all this gibberish out loud? I mean, seriously. That's how rude.
Gaia, is that in common or Sylvan? Okay. Still back to you and Sylvan. He says, "It has life in a way. It has plants of some sort. Maybe not what you would be used to." At this point, Gaia, you feel a hand rest against your shoulder.
Oh, God.
What do you have, Lashima? 30 feet?
Yeah.
Right?
You want me to give you a...
Yeah, go ahead and swing it up. Alright, that's about what I figured.
Can't see me.
Glenn, from the darkness, you see these very, very faint light movements. Give me a perception check.
Oh no.
That's
You
good for me.
see, you see these strange. It's very hard to tell what it is. It seems like it's some sort of like it looks kind of like hands from this distance. And in sign language, it says, "I know most."
But I can see kind of hands.
Yeah, what looks like hands, so that way you would be able to understand it.
So, but it doesn't look like corporeal. It doesn't look like it's attached to anything. It's just like floating hands.
It doesn't look like it's totally corporeal. It looks like it kind of shifts in and out.
Like from visibility to invisibility, or
Not quite. Almost as if it goes from being completely solid to slightly see-through.
Ichigo.
nice, it worked. I cast glitter dust on it. I have a 200 foot range on it.
All right. Let me see. Does that have a save?
Will negates.
Okay.
Oh, excuse
I
me.
do have spell penetration stuff if there's resistance, and
Okay.
greater spell penetration.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so will to not be blinded. Yeah, okay. Let's see.
Ichigo.
What's your DC? It's probably like
I gotta find that. I was actually
Is
looking
that
for
a-
that.
second level spell? It's probably
Yeah, it is a second
your
level spell.
your 10th level
Yep.
plus your spell casting, I believe, is your charisma.
Which
Plus
is 4.
the level of the spell. So it's 16, I believe, is the DC then.
Yep. That sounds about right.
So, Gaia doesn't have to make a save because she has her eyes closed. But to everyone else, you see Glenn quickly make these, I believe it's somatic and verbal somatic and, yep, okay. You see Glenn do these hand gestures and then say these arcane words, and a moment later, out in the distance, in the darkness, you see this bright flash of this like gold sparkles that look like fine dust, like fine gold dust. That kind of just poof right out there next to. In that brief flash, you see Gaia, and you see this tall. Looks like about 8'4", very skinny, almost elf-like creature, who is standing there with its hand on Gaia's shoulder.
So sad enough for Gaia, it does have a 10-foot radius.
Her eyes are closed now.
Yeah, but I mean, she's covered too.
Yeah, no, she can't disappear now.
Oops.
He doesn't just much, so.
Alright, so let me.
Sorry, Gaia.
I don't have a good icon for
Oh,
this
she
guy.
can save though for it.
I don't think she can save for the actual dust. I think she can
that's
only
right.
save for the blinding,
That's true.
which doesn't matter because she's closing her eyes. So
Yay!
she's fine on that. She automatically succeeds.
Woo! Everyone else has to make a will save.
I'm glad
Dang it!
It's only within the radius though, I believe.
Was it?
Yeah, which is
Okay,
it's a 10-foot radius. So
Yeah, it's tiny.
yeah, so only this creature and Gaia would have. So, but as the flash kind of brightens the area for a moment,
Found it.
does anyone look?
I cast. I didn't have a choice.
I mean,
There was a flash of light.
Yeah, the flash
Yes.
of light would draw
You see- you
attention,
saw-
unfortunately.
You saw Glenn do hand gestures and speak something, and then a flash of light.
Yeah, out where Gaia is, and in that brief flash, if you look.
Oh god.
Yeah, I look.
Okay, so when you look, so those who look, yeah, you see Gaia and this tall creature, about 8'4", that looks like its skin almost looks kind of like just this translucent, shadowy kind of color. And as you look at it, you see it has like this strange like wave kind of to it. And it kind of every now and then kind of different pieces of it glow this weird like bluish greenish purple kind of colors. But it stands there with its hand on Gaia, and it does not seem to be affected by the flash. But both of them are now covered in these gold lit sparkles. And for those who looked, I need you to make a will save.
I'm gonna assume I had to look since I cast.
Yeah, you kind of have to know where you're casting it.
Right. Where is that save?
Defenses.
Yep,
Thank
should
you.
be underneath the fences, and it's a will save.
Found it. What am I?
Surprise! It's a mind flayer.
Woot!
I don't know. I don't know what a mind flayer does, but it makes me think of it. Will keeps talking about them.
I keep talking about a lot of things, just to be fair.
I know. Beholders,
real
and
bad.
libraries, mind flayers. We've had lengthy discussions about, like, beholder librarians. Like,
Yeah.
seriously long discussions about this.
I mean, who wouldn't?
I know, right? Duh.
All right.
Big yawn.
So, all three of you, as this flash catches the two of you, the flash catches your eye and you look, you all now see right past the creature this very faint, rippling kind of effect out in the darkness. It's this, and as you look, it looks almost like him in a way, and it's this slight ebb and flow, and these bluish, greenish, purplish kind of very light glows pop in and out while it's doing that. All of you feel your mind instantly being sucked towards it. You almost get this sense that if you were to stare at this, you would definitely lose your mind. You would go insane. All three of you, though, however, fight this off.
Yay!
Hey, dude, what happens if you look at it again?
He says, you will lose your mind.
I didn't lose my mind, but
I didn't like it.
maybe I was already crazy.
That would make sense.
He
My
says,
God.
I would recommend you do not look at it.
But I did.
Do we attack the darkness?
Marcus slowly takes a peek.
Okay.
'Cause I can hit it from
Just
here.
a quick one. Wait. What?
Okay.
Like, do we attack the darkness? I can hit it from here.
Are you really attacking?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I do have two people in front of me, so I'm more brave to do so.
Marcus, give me a will save. And Gaia, you feel the other hand being placed on the other shoulder.
Oh god.
Wait, how do I do it?
You get the sense that this creature is standing right in front of you with both of its hands on your shoulders, Gaia.
I would say in Druidic.
You go to
Sorry.
defenses.
Yeah, I was about
Should
to
be
say.
under the defensive tab.
Uh-huh.
And then there should be a spot that says willpower. And it should be a big old button that you
Black
click.
button. Yep.
I do not
Yeah,
consent.
black
I do
button.
not consent.
Will?
Yes.
Give me an insight, Gaia. Alright, you also feel it, Marcus, as you catch a glimpse of this, whatever this may be behind it. You also feel this moment of your mind being lost, kind of being sucked into this strange whatever it may be, but you fight it off.
Neat. Wait, so so can I just keep looking at it now?
Oh god,
No,
no.
fine.
No.
No? Good.
I mean, you can. You are free to do that, but we highly suggest against it.
There's a term that you will hear a lot in the future, and that term is roll a new character.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
Fun.
so in order, Lashima, you hear it respond back in Infernal. He says, I have brought a female human down here.
Stay spade.
She is off against the wall to your right.
Can we have her? Also infernal.
He says, if you want. I thought she was someone I knew a long time ago.
Dun dun dun.
Let's say it.
If we take her, will we be free to go?
I don't think we were ever captured.
He says, you are free to do whatever you wish. I am not stopping you. I am not holding you. Well, other than this one that I am currently holding on to so that she does not step into the void. But otherwise you are free to do as you wish.
So you're not gonna hurt us?
You wouldn't
your
understand this because it's in a different language
Yeah.
unless you
Oh
speak.
right, I forgot.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's your good noise. We call that metagaming. Basically, it's something that you know as a player, but you don't necessarily know as a character, so you can't use that information to make decisions.
For your character.
I completely forgot it was in a different language. That's all.
Your good noise.
The sense
So-
motive, by the way, Gaia, you don't sense that it's an aggressive kind of... Oh, she can't hear me now.
While you're typing that out, I would ask, who are you holding? Because I can't look, obviously.
He kind of says, this elven-looking female. She seems to have wandered off with her eyes closed.
Oh gosh. Do you think it's Airlore or do you think it's Gaia?
Oh my
That's the
god.
question.
That is a question. Switching back to common, she would call out Erlor,
Hi.
and is it
You can
possible
see
to
you
tell
can
direction from
yeah
sound?
you can hear where she is, and it sounds like she's not towards the center. And when you look, you can see her in the torchlight with everyone else.
Okay.
I'm gonna wave out into the darkness. Say hi though.
But Arilor, you do not get a response to your question in Druidic
It's not a question. It was a statement.
or your statement.
Oh, okay. So
Seems like it probably doesn't know Druidic.
It's a secret language.
it is a secret language.
I'm gonna type out what I'm saying here, but I'm gonna say this out loud after I finish typing up what I say to Gaia. Would the people that called you Kel Nod, excuse me, would they consider you an evil being?
Was this in common or?
I'm gonna say something to Gaia in common, and then I'm saying this to him in Infernal.
Okay, all right. So back to you in Infernal. He says I do not take a stance either way. I do not believe those who knew me would call me evil, but I do not think that they would call me good.
If you're not evil, but you're not good, we might be friends.
Hmm.
Well, we could have been at one point.
Are you speaking in common or are you speaking
Infernal
in
still. Anything
Infernal?
I'm saying to him is going to be infernal.
Mm-hmm.
In Abyssal to you, Arilor, you hear him say, I come and go as I want.
So you've been to the city? In Abyssal.
Oh, my microphone. That's why.
Poor Bryce.
Hello again, Bryce.
Hi.
Yay!
Y'all are just speaking gibberish, so.
Unfortunately, we're sorry.
Ask him if he knows the way out of here.
Back the way we came.
Let's see. You asked if it has been to the city?
Yeah, I did ask that. In Abyssal.
Right. So he responds back in Abyssal. I have been to the upper city once, maybe twice. But I have been to this city many times in the past.
Okay.
And then in common it will say, if you wish to leave, go through that hallway you just came down. Though that is not the only exit. I do not advise it, but you can step into the void.
I'm not doing
Oh! That's not.
I don't care what language he says that in, I'm not doing it.
He says in common.
In Sylvan Gaia, he says I will walk you to this woman. I hope that you may open your eyes as to not fall into anything. And he will guide you over into the darkness off to the side. And if you choose to open your eyes, you will see Marla unconscious against the wall.
Ooh.
I might actually have a thing for this.
Baylor, I need a perception check from you.
Okay. Roll one right now. 27.
Jesus.
Pretty good at perceiving. Generally. Except earlier tonight.
Okay. Alright.
That's not gonna help a whole lot.
She is unconscious, though?
I'm pretty sure Cry left us. He doesn't
did.
like us anymore.
He jumped to a DM's only thing.
Yeah. He does that.
We're nobodies.
No, not edit. No. No, stop.
What'd you do?
So, how big is this girl?
She's human size.
Because my unseen servant can only drag 100 pounds.
Oh, no, we got plenty of people that can grab her.
I don't do any work myself. I have an unseen servant.
I'm sure Baylor is going to be the one to take her out because it's pretty much his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to do a heal check if Gaia doesn't say anything, and if she is conscious, I'm going to try and do a cure wounds on her.
Guy is trying to do a heal check already.
I'm just saying.
Should I ask the being to play patty cake?
No.
I've been resisting the whole time.
No. I mean, Airlord would say it, but no.
I almost asked Glenn if he wanted to play patty cake.
Oh, God.
Run away!
Surprised you didn't ask Mark that. Marcus. Surprised you
Yes.
didn't ask him.
I've been thinking about it. I've been plotting.
Anytime that Lashima is within earshot of Airlor beginning to say, would you like to play... Like, as soon as she gets to that point, Airlor just wrote... not Airlor, Lashima just, like, by rote, says, do not play patty cake with her.
Somehow everything I play patty cake with dies.
Oh, that's oh my.
I wish we were joking.
It started as an innocent thing, and then they just started dropping like flies.
Apparently, Cry doesn't like patty cake.
No,
Apparently.
it's just the dice saying, F you, bro.
Yeah.
God, it's like Will Riker syndrome. Every
Wait,
girl he
you
slept with in the show died.
You played patty cake with KG, didn't you?
Oh, I did, didn't I?
You
Oh, wow.
You
I did.
bitch.
I guess you're sleeping on the couch tonight, Heather.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. Great.
Lashima hasn't put this together, but you bitch.
I did, too, actually. That's crazy. I think I played with Baylor, too.
Oh, God.
I feel like I did.
Oh, God. He's not here to know it.
Oh.
That poor sweet babe.
Do you remember, Artie? Did I play patty cake with Baylor?
I might have warned him off before you did.
I can't remember. I know I've played with Brett.
Britt did die,
Yeah, he did.
but then he came back. But then he died
Wouldn't
again.
No, I didn't.
He almost, like, KO died, but he went down.
Yeah, he did go down. Hi.
Welcome
Bryce, did I
back.
play patty cake with you?
What?
It's a valid question. Think about it hard.
Did I ever play patty cake with you in game?
Have you
Not
ever
in real
done
life.
so?
In game.
I think so. When we were in the jail.
Oh, God, you poor sweet babe.
Oh no.
You were so young.
Hey, I know we kind of have a crazy cast of characters here. Does anyone use a sword?
I use a scythe.
Ever rapier.
Define sword. Like, what kind of sword?
like the thing we don't seem to have or use at all.
I think I have a long sword.
Oh my god. Why?
Cause I think I am about to do something drastic.
Oh no.
I'm not proficient.
Why?
Those pointy stick things.
Okay, what are you about to do?
So I have to come clean to everybody. Pretty much since we went to the circus before, even before then, I was out in the crowds. Excuse me. And I think I saw in the crowd someone bumped into me, and I think it was Joanna, my dead wife. And I think that's the voice I've been hearing down. And
So
I
did
think
you
it's-
hit your head?
And I think it's coming from the thing in the center of the room.
I think he's stared in the
And-
void too long.
And y'all, she died right in front of me. Like, so
Are you about to attack the void?
I think it would not take a lot of negotiating to make me walk into it.
Why do you want to go kill your dead wife again? Did you kill her in the first place?
I want to go find her. I want to save her. She was my wife.
Not everybody likes their wives. I'm sorry.
Also, yes,
Very
I
true.
think she might be in trouble. Also, she was dead, so maybe some questions.
Well, I mean, we are on a rescue mission. Let's go rescue your dead wife.
Is all this in...
Yeah, is this in character? Are we speaking this out loud, even this is a whole confession?
I would say a lot of mine was, yeah.
I was serious in character.
Just one look at it was enough to, like, warp your, like, conscience. Why do you think you want to, like, physically go into it? No, that's a very bad idea.
The void isn't dangerous.
Looking at
Inherently.
it is dangerous, but
What's on the other side is probably dangerous. It's not the
I mean,
void
this-
that kills you, it's the... I don't know.
I mean, the creepy guy in this room keeps using it, so he says.
But he's obviously not what we are. He's different.
I mean, has anyone looked at him? Do we know at all?
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
looked at him.
Yeah, we looked at him.
Shouldn't we maybe ask
Oh,
him?
by the way, Will, you do get a glimpse of him when he brings Gaia
Gaia.
over.
I can look at him, I just can't look at the center, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but because of the angle that you're at and all that, you do get a glimpse of him before he goes back off into the shadows, into the darkness.
Okay.
And
Oh.
because you're still gone, he doesn't seem to notice you. Other than your voice.
Oh, that's good.
We're already on a rescue mission,
He doesn't
so...
have true sight. That's fantastic.
I just the thing I'm wrestling with is A, if this is even safe at all, but also B, the fact that yeah, we are on a rescue mission, but we might be abandoning our mission to save the town for something that could be complete lunacy.
It's as dangerous as plane walking.
But Baylor did say all this out loud, right?
Yeah.
Nothing says we can't come back.
Very true.
You're right.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Erlor would go with you, Baylor. That's all I gotta say.
But so I recognize what the situation looks like, and I also recognize that by us coming down here, we are still first responders to an emergency situation, and could have a duty to save the town and the townspeople and the people who are innocent and alive still, probably still alive.
And
Actually.
he had nothing to do with the crack. So we need to get your boo, and we need to go.
Which boo?
This boo that I'm standing next to.
Yeah, we do need to take care of her first, since the other one is technically dead.
Not the dead
This one's
wife
still
that
alive.
died in front of him. Not that one.
Yeah, this one's still alive.
Yes.
So you at least have one.
God
Okay.
damn it.
She's not conscious yet. Is she? She didn't hear that, right?
She definitely seems unconscious still, at least
Um,
from what you hear from Gaia.
I really don't want to burn it. Do I know enough about cure light wounds that it will bring someone back from unconscious?
It could if they're unconscious from damage or anything like that. So,
Can we tell if they're unconscious from damage?
Gaia did a check on her.
And it said hit to the head, basically.
Yeah.
She went down like a chump.
Wow!
She's a city guard.
Yeah. Well, you don't know how strong that dude is?
She went
Thing
You
down,
happen to be right on the crack.
she's a chump. She went down like a chump.
Crack is whack.
Um,
Oh my gosh, Eric.
creature touched. Really?
That was dorky.
That was terrible.
That's fantastic.
All right, so you you touch this creature, and this good healing energy kind of passes through you and flows into her. Doesn't seem like it has woken her up.
Does some of the bruising go away at least?
Yes. Any visual bruising or anything like that seems to be healed completely.
There's not much I can do to help.
I really hate to ask this, but can you change into your half-deer form? And I put her on your back? So we can kind of move decently fast out of here?
You hear the voice in the darkness say, back over on your left side again, kind of speaking to the group that's in the light. He says, "Did you mention a sword?"
Us what?
Yeah, she mentioned something about a sword.
He says, "There is a sword down here."
Ooh.
Can we look for it? Can you bring it to us?
Is
Not
it-
saying you're like a messenger pigeon or anything, but...
He could be a pigeon. I still haven't seen this dude.
Oh, he's not a
Yeah.
pigeon. I promise. He's like 8 feet tall.
Oh,
He
that's-
says, "I can show it to you."
Creepy.
Is it in the
And
center
he-
of the room?
He says, "It is in the center of the room." And he, you hear some sort of language, possibly an arcane language, not sure. And a moment later, the very center of the room, about 50 feet up in the air, you see a little globule of light appear. And there, floating in midair, is this sword that has this very fine craftsmanship, and this red kind of silk handle, or some sort of nice red kind of handle to it.
Oh.
What kind of sword is it?
When you look at it, it looks like it possibly is within the longsword family.
So it's not like a big two-handed sword. It's
Oh. Bye.
Hmm?
Somebody left.
we lost Jess.
Yep, Jess said she had to go.
Oh.
Okay.
But what'd you ask?
I'm just making sure it's not like a big two-handed sword or anything like that, or like a teeny tiny, like a short sword, or just kind of get an idea about how big it was.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, as far as you could tell, as far as you could tell from the distance, it looks probably just like a probably just like in the longsword family. It's probably a one-handed sword.
I'm gonna say that might be well, I don't know if it's proof of something because I'm not saying that there's a trial going, but that's a floating fucking sword.
I want it.
I accidentally pressed enter.
What was the linguistics for? Oh, for his weird language. Even with a pretty decent roll, you were recalling any kind of language. It doesn't sound like any of the normal languages you guys have read or come across. It seems like some sort of language that they form in the void.
Cry, when is my hair barrette of comprehend languages going to be ready?
I think it's being worked on somewhere.
Can we fast forward a week so the city's on fire again?
So the sword's like, what, 50 feet in the air, you said?
Yep. Yeah, it's floating, however far that is from you guys.
Do we want the sword?
So it's about 175 feet away from you guys and 50 feet up.
Whose sword is
Oh.
it? Was it? Will it?
He says, I do not know the previous owner of this sword. I know it was placed here many years ago.
More than 100 years?
Give me a history, Will.
So are we here looking for that sword? Is that what your guys' purpose is?
God, really?
No, I just found out about a sword.
No, we were on a rescue mission. I told you. That's why we were rescuing you.
How did I roll?
It's okay. It's okay. I know you have a concussion.
Yeah, you're.
Ooh.
He says, time for us is different than it is for you. I don't quite know how long ago, but most likely more than this 100 years that you say.
Hey, Lashima, you got a bow and arrow, right?
What are you implying?
I'm just saying, could you knock that fucker out the air?
Why?
Because I at least want to throw this. I want the sword in the void at the very least.
Why don't we just ask him to put it in the void?
Oh, is he making it float?
He called it down.
Oh.
Or he cast light by it. I'm not sure if he actually called it down.
being the sorcerer that you are, yeah, you believe he just cast light near it.
Yeah, he just showed us. She just showed us. That's all he did. It's been here floating.
I have a question for you, DM.
Yes.
Does our friend Kalnad have horns?
From the very brief image that you saw of it, you didn't see any. Like I said, he looked elven in features.
Is there any reason that you are keeping this sword here instead of doing something?
I am not keeping it. It stays there.
Baylor, why exactly do you want this sword gone so bad?
Because Joanne has been calling out, and she's in distress, and she said the word sword, and I think she's in the void, and
Can you understand her?
yeah, I mean we speak the same language.
Meaning, can you understand what she's saying clearly right now?
Well, I heard her like a minute ago pretty clearly. I don't know that she's not like talking to me consistently. But I am pretty sure I heard her voice coming from the...
The sword was placed down here many, many years ago. And the void itself is calling out to it.
Something from the void is calling out to
I
it.
don't like that. I don't trust just putting a possibly magical sword into a void that I can't even look at without trying to lose my mind.
Can anybody identify that? If I were to get it down?
Identify the sword?
Yeah.
You could probably identify it if you got it down.
If you can't, I can.
Yeah. Well, I can't.
Right,
I'm not-
but no, I mean like if it fails. You see what I'm saying? Just in case.
Or were you asking if anyone could?
If
Did I
anyone could.
misinterpret? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyone had the ability to identify the sword, or the magic to identify the sword. Let me rephrase that. Does anyone have the magic to identify the sword?
Yes. Hi. I have the spell identify.
Because we can learn the properties of the sword that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might I hold the sword, Kalnad?
All he did was show it to us. We're gonna have
Yeah.
to grab it.
He says, I cannot reach it, but if you somehow can, you may take it. I am not stopping you.
Okay, so I have a plan. We all stand on each other's shoulders, and then get it.
No.
And then
No.
still be really, really short.
Yeah. You said it was 50 feet in the air?
Yeah, it's about, like I said, right now it's about 175 feet from you guys, and then 50 feet up.
150?
No, 50
Oh.
feet in the air.
Okay.
But you do know that at about 90 feet or so is where that edge of that void material is. So it's about 75 feet away from land.
Oh.
So it's literally floating.
Yes, literally
In the
floating.
void.
It's literally floating up above everything,
Nothing.
50 feet up.
Well, above
Like
nothing, basically.
like an
right?
ender crystal.
Yeah, basically it's this strange fabric of reality that in the brief moment that you were able to glimpse it and not go insane, is like this. It's almost like this rippling.
I can't do that.
I can't cast fast enough.
So you, like I said, you see, it's almost like this different fabric of reality that kind of ripples, and it's, as you look at it, it's very dark, but there is these like tiny glowing lights that kind of appear and disappear every now and then.
Oh.
Does he mind if we try to get it down?
Yeah, he just told you if you can, go for it. He's not stopping you.
I could maybe do it. It would be rough
What is...
if I fail.
I can't remember what my range is for my bow. Is it 150, and anything beyond that takes a -5?
Yeah, but if we knock it down, that's not necessarily going to help, is it?
I'm curious if it'll even move from what it's floating in?
It's just floating in the air.
There's a very particular way I want to do this. I'm going to look straight, but like down at the ground, not towards the center. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm gonna like close my eyes, look straight up, and look at the sword. And when I see that I'm looking at the sword, I'm going to close my eyes, look straight down, and walk forward, looking at the ground. About 70 feet or so to put me over there. And then eyeballing it. Like I'm going to look back up the same way at the sword without looking at the void itself. Draw my bow, knock a blunt arrow, and attempt to hit it.
But then it could fall into nothingness.
Wait, can't Sealy fly? Why do I get the distinct feeling she can?
Because she did, I think, in front of me.
Yeah, she... I don't remember if she took that back or not.
Okay, so the closest we can get to it is how far away? If we walk towards the edge of the fabric, you said, how far away would that be?
It's about 70, 75 feet on the ground. And then it's still 50 feet up. So I don't like doing that tangent math, so whatever that is. 75 to the center, and then 50 up.
So is the room a radius of 75? Oh Jesus! Whoa. Ah, that was great. Oh. Thank you. Okay, and then got it.
Wait, so that's the void?
Yes, the center circle is the void.
God, I'm glad I didn't go any fucking closer.
Whoa, it's way bigger than I thought.
If you had... if you had gone any closer, Will, he would have stopped you.
Okay. Thank you, Keldon.
Like, that's what he did to Gaia. He's not letting anyone blindly walk into the void. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to keep up with
about 90 feet.
As well.
It'd be about a 90 foot stretch.
Errolor, back in Abyssal, you hear him say, no. To a giant eagle and flies at the sword. Oh, well, I could do it.
That is a good idea.
Hashtag the void pulls you in.
Okay. Just make a straight dex for Gaia.
Are you saying that in common?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. You easily, as this large eagle form, you fly over the void, keeping your focus on the sword, and you go and you grab it as you fly by, and it comes with you.
Wait, God cried. I just thought about it. He wouldn't stop me.
You're right.
Oh, God.
That would have been bad.
Yay! We have the sword.
So you grab it and then fly back to the group, or fly away with it?
Please don't fly away with it.
Please don't.
We wanted to identify it at least.
I'm a
then
monk.
you can
I'm
fly away.
only hand-to-hand combat.
Fly towards the bay. But he doesn't have identify!
Which one? The darkness?
Oh, God. I think...
I don't know. There are several bays for Gaia. It's either me.
Oh,
Oh,
Baylor.
okay. Baylor. I thought it
I
was
didn't-
me, Gaia.
I didn't know both carried that over. Okay. Okay, so giant eagle Gaia comes into this light sphere of your torch and lands in Baylor's Bay. Okay.
Oh!
Okay, the unconscious one.
Drops it, impales her, kills her.
Oh my god!
Okay.
God.
Okay, never mind. You don't see the
Marla.
giant eagle. You guys watching the sword up there, you see the eagles, an eagle formed Gaia.
That's a giant bat. Where did that go?
Yeah. Fly into this light globule, grab the sword, and fly out of it.
Awesome.
And you hear the not so graceful landing of an eagle carrying a sword. As the sword kind of clatters against the ground a little.
Oh my god.
Off in the darkness to your right.
I love it. Can I pet the eagle? Would you allow pets from the darkness?
You hear a screech and then OW!
Scratch your head, Fringe.
Alright, so do you try and place the sword in Marla's grasp, or in
Not just straight up stab her with it.
Coup de grace, bro. Coup de grace.
Sorry, that was Lynn.
in the darkness? No one will find out.
Except Lashima, who has questionable morals anyway.
Gosh.
Okay. Okay. So you're just kind of standing there with the sword. Lashima, you obviously see it because you're right there.
Yeah.
Marla still seems to be unconscious.
Because this dude has been chill and he doesn't look like he's gonna do shit to us, I'm gonna drop shadow so she can actually see where I am. And I'll say if you have that, I can grab her and we can get back to the light over here. And start trying to get her over there carefully.
Okay. Alright, so the two of you start, I guess you, Lashima,
Mm-hmm.
start trying to carry Marla over to the light then, as Gaia is refusing to change out of bird form and release her talons on this sword.
I'm okay with that. Because if anything stupid happens with, like, Baylor, she can literally just fly out of his reach, hopefully. But how well do I do? Not terrible.
Yeah, you easily carry her.
I need to get my health back. Or my mod back.
Her in her armor it's kind of heavy armor, but it's not terrible. You're able to kind of you kind of lift her up in your arms and you carry her over into the light.
Okay, I was about to say you hear that terrible scraping of like metal on stone. Just...
But yeah, at this point, you see Lashima carrying an unconscious Marla in her arms in light, and a eagle with a sword clasped in her talons.
No, I don't know Elven.
Yeah.
Scraping the whole time.
So me too. I just want to find out what
You just
the
hear
sword does.
Like a clink, 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 clink. Every
this weird,
5
like-
feet.
Yep, this weird like. And it's- yeah.
Which is
Someone go
actually-
pick that up from her. She's gonna break it.
Which is actually pretty hilarious to see because I've seen it on an actual eagle. It caught a fish in the water and it couldn't fly out of the water, so it had to walk it back to land.
Yep, in these weird like little hops with the wings flapping to try and get it. Yeah, it's an interesting sight to watch. All right, but you guys are all now back in the same spot.
Yay!
What are you guys doing?
I'm talking with Conrad.
Well,
We need to
come
figure
on,
out what
hey.
the sword does.
Aerolore, can you try to identify this, please?
Oh, right, yeah, that. Also, I said that in Elven, because not paying attention.
All right, so you're going to cast Identify.
Yes.
All right.
That thing.
Cool. Get that one. Alright, so you cast it, and a moment goes by, and go ahead and make a spellcraft. Alright, so that has a plus 10, so that's 34. Looking at this thing, you get the sense at first once you cast it, you see the glow of its aura, and as soon as you do, you're almost blinded by this thing. And a moment later, you fight through it and you focus on this thing, and you recall this name in your mind. You recall a sword that was called Wit's End, Soul of Pride's Fall. As you look at it, the only thing you know is that it is a +5 sword. And you know that it possibly has other things to it, but as you look, the weave of enchantment on it just seems to be all messed up and weird.
That's a technical term. All messed up and weird.
Yeah,
It is for
yeah.
magic.
As she tries to like figure out more of this arcane energy that kind of permeates from it. It's too hard to kind of grasp at some of the lines of the arcane weave.
Especially since there's a giant eagle sitting on it. So I would relay this information to everyone as I'm like looking at it, because no secrets, because it's air lore.
Baylor,
Huh?
Yes.
you do not hear any more whispers.
Oh.
Maybe your wife's. Is there any way to find out if your wife's soul is in this sword?
Is that a thing? Can I grab the sword? I don't think I've held it yet.
Was she killed with this?
Can Gaia let go of it?
Get off! Get off! Get off!
No, I'm dead serious. 'Cause we've already had that issue. Glances back
I
at
mean, she
Baylor,
did just sit on it like it's an egg.
like literally glances back at Baylor. We've already had an issue with people not being able to let things go.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I guess I'm gonna pick it up and push Gaia off and give it to Baylor.
So I take it. Do I feel anything? Do I feel any different?
It's heavy.
Errolor, as you grab...
Oh god.
Oh, you're going to have to make a... you're going to pose strength check, I guess.
A strength check?
Yep,
Strength?
to push Gaia away.
Oh.
So Gaia rolls a strength, and whoever's better wins.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Get
as much
off,
as
you big bird.
as much as you try, these giant eagle wings kind of buffet you around and just stops you from pushing her away.
Gaia, not cool. Come on.
Marcus
Gaia.
walks over and also tries to push her off.
No, Gaia walks over. Lashima walks over and like literally like starts scratching her head. Gaia, can I have it, please? We will take care of her. But can I have it, please? Because it would be better if we had her on your back.
And also, we tried. Someone already tried to heal her. If she's unconscious, she's unconscious.
Y'all don't know that exactly.
Oh, okay. Well.
Because, like, this is, like, mumbled talking, like, right next to a patient, like, healing.
Yeah. Only
Okay.
Gaia and Errolor, or Gaia and Lashima were present at that moment when Lashima healed her. Because it was off in the darkness. So.
And Lashima's a secretive little shit.
At about this time, Kelnod says, from the shadows, he says, "I must go."
No.
Where are you going?
He says, "I am going back to my home."
Can we visit you
Says-
sometime?
Safe
Says,
journeys.
Please be safe. If you decide to try and visit, be careful. And
Yes.
you hear what sounds like some strange rift in the fabric of this kind of plane being ripped open, and then it goes away.
So for those that have played Skyrim, does it sound like a Daedra appearing?
Kind of,
No,
but
because
not
it's
really.
copyright.
Yeah.
We want them coming out on us.
Is the void still in the room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as you can tell without looking over there, it does seem like it's probably still there. Seems like that doesn't leave.
Really, Gaia?
Well, we what? Oh God.
Okay, so Guy is saying that there's enough space for you to touch it.
Then I'll go over and try to touch it, I guess.
Alright. So you kind of get down, her one claw, one talon she shifted over. There's enough space for you to kind of grab the hilt. As you do so, you get this huge surge of this strange, overwhelming feeling within yourself.
Ooh. Sorry. Continue.
For a moment, even though you don't use weapons, you feel like you could take on anything with this sword as you hold it.
Oh. Well, that's nice. I don't know what to do with that. Am I able to let go of it?
Oh yeah, you can easily let go of it.
Okay, so it's not cursed.
As you do so, you feel like that, whatever that kind of extra energy came from, definitely like fades away. And you kind of feel back to yourself. It's like, things feel slightly scarier than when you're holding on to that.
So it's definitely got some sort of magic on it. It felt weird, but not dangerous really. And I could let go of it, so... Oh gosh, Gaia. Well,
If you felt a warmth, it was Gaia's butt.
I don't. I'm not going to do anything without, the groups.
As
consent.
you're kind of getting used to this energy being gone, all of you hear this voice within your mind.
Oh.
There you are.
Do I recognize this voice?
Yes, you do.
No!
God
Don't be
damn it.
rude! Don't be rude!
Fuck! Are you kidding me?
Who's that crazy guy in my head?
Does this sound surprisingly like a dragon?
Hey, do you know when we said that we didn't? This wasn't our fault.
It does not sound like a dragon. It sounds like some kind of demon that you have.
A succubus demon,
Ooh, I seduce.
maybe.
It sounds like
He doesn't say
a
no.
voice you have. It sounds like a voice you have heard before. Some large demon that you have never been face to face with, but you have seen glimpses of. And you definitely know his name.
Denizal?
There you are.
So,
And as you hear this voice, you all hear sounds like a scratching, kind of buffeting wind noise coming from down the hallway. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Oh my god, cry! I can't stand you right now. Why? Why would you do
Oh.
that?
Boy, howdy.
Bye, cry.
What?
Your butt. Ah. Okay.
Alrighty. So yeah, so that'll end the game for. Thank you everybody for coming out and playing. Let's go ahead and give 1,000 experience tonight.
Oh damn.
Oh yeah. By the way, Zynar, we are on the fast track for the XP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so everybody can mark 1,000 XP on your character sheets, and then we will go ahead and, unfortunately, I will be taking a break from any kind of D&D or anything like that for a little while.
That's cool.
I'm guessing probably not more than maybe 3 months or so.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Take your time. You know, you do you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hopefully in the future we'll all be able to reconvene and continue where we left off.
Yeah.
Yay!
As you guys have found one part of uh-oh. Alright, well, it looks like I'm going to have to look through my notes. But a long time ago, the players that originally started were given information about these 4 items. These 4 legendary items in the world, and it looks like you guys have managed to lose one over time, but you have now found another one.
That is not my fault.
I blame her.
The party member that's not here is to blame.
Yeah.
I wasn't there during any of
Of
that.
course, it's the one that's not here.
No,
Hang on
it's the
Well, I
player
mean, she's
is
here, but she's not here.
The player is here, but the
The
character
character is
is
not.
not.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in pieces.
No,
she's-
it's not that simple.
She has like double souls.
I mean, you did happen to lose it once before that, and then you got it back, but anyways.
Wait, I got it back. Get that shit together.
You got it back. I got it back. Who's like splitting hairs here?
I almost became a manservant for that. God damn it.
So, anyways,
You aren't
thank you
our
everybody
friend.
for coming out and playing. Yep, I hope to go ahead and play with you all in the future. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump out. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
guys.
Night.